Doggies fans, all things Bulldogs. This is the first episode of the new segment. It'll be released every Monday. It is called Canterbury-Bankstown Bulldogs Elite Pathways. A collaboration effort from a really great Facebook page, which I'd like you all to check out when you get a chance, called Canterbury-Bankstown Bulldogs Elite Pathways. It's got over 1,000 members in it now. People can get on there and chat about the upcoming generation of all the new kids on the block, the potential future stars and how they're progressing, plus all the women's action as well. There'll be updates and results posted on those girls as well, as they build in their ambition to be included in the 2025 or 2024 women's NRL. So those teams are starting to be stacked with talent, and they'll be ready to go in a couple of years and hit the ground running, I have no doubt, after some pretty lean years in the women's. But talking about all the great results from the North Coast, our two pathway sides, both really close games with the Tigers getting the win over the North Coast Bulldogs. Some great talents come out of that area in the past. Greg Inglis, Nathan Brown, Daniel Fitzhenry. He went to my school and I knew him a little bit. And people I went to school with, Gary Jarrett, Paul Donovan and the like. Very, very good rugby league players, even better people at school. And haven't seen them for a long time, but shout out to them if they ever were to hear. So yes, lots of talent coming from that area, and the Canterbury-Bankstown Bulldogs have a real chance to take advantage of that. A lot of those towns are very small and tight-knit communities. Everyone knows each other, and they just have this habit of producing obsessed, talented, skillful footballers from all over. So really good to see, and again, and it's a really tight competition. Last year, 25 games in that competition, 16 of them decided by less than 6 points. So I got that straight from the young commentator, so I thought I'd pass that on because I thought that was really interesting. Didn't really know that until hearing that. And he said something like 9 of those games were by less than 4 points, and there was also 2 draws. So interesting stuff. Alright, so the trial in Toowoomba, which was well anticipated, the Jersey Flegg team, which wasn't the full strength side, obviously, had a lot of the fringe players in it. That side, they did really well. They beat the Clydesdales team, and it was a really good hit out by all, they say. And then in the Queensland Cup side, the Greater Western Clydesdales actually got the win against the combined Flegg and New South Wales Cup team. A lot of those development players were there in Hetherington, the phone booth. He's a big boy. Hopefully we can get the best out of him because he's a very big boy. Big Harry Hayes as well, he did really good. Lots to talk about from that game. Reece Hoffman, I think, played in that game, so he stayed in the club, which is good for him. Looks like he's got himself another train and trial. And yes, lots to talk about. But also the first round of the SG Ball and Harold Matthews, Canterbury winning both games. Margins weren't huge, but they were very impressive apparently, and it was off to a really good start to build from, and all the stars that have been recruited into those sides all shone. The likes of Mitchell Woods, I think he actually got 10 in the bin or something as well after scoring an early try and doing well. And Mazzoni on the wing in SG Ball, apparently he got 3 tries. I haven't seen the footage yet, but that was fantastic. And Matai apparently had a real blinder from all reports. So we'll give you more in-depth discussions as we go on. This one's coming together quite quickly. So check out some of the footage there in the background. So Canterbury-Bankstown Bulldogs Elite Pathways is the Facebook group. It's growing constantly. and a really nice group just to talk about the up-and-comers and how they're progressing. The dogs are getting fully stacked in all these young, in the spine especially, in all the key positions, with really great talent from around the nation. And now with the addition of Carl Oluwapu, he just adds another dimension for us. And I think that he's going to be an absolute superstar, as many are saying, and he's got 4 years to prove his worth. For the rest of the kids in our system, well, the harder the pathway for them, the better they're going to be when they get to that destination. That's how we have to look at it. There's going to be a lot of stars which come and go through those grades, and that's a good sign for the Bulldogs. The last thing we want is them having to debut early like some of our previous stars have had to do, and come into a losing culture in first grade and really struggle under constant defending and fatigue and that sort of stuff. So the dogs are getting it right. It's slowly coming together. We've had a long wait. We're getting some key positions filled, and these pathways into that are very, very important. Big wins over the Dragons as well in Tasha Gale Cup, and also in the Harvey Norman Women's Premiership. The dogs have recruited really strongly over the off-season, plus kept a lot of the nucleus of that side, which has just been developing over the last couple of years. And those girls will be ripping and tearing this year, and I think they'll do very, very well. And hopefully by the end of, by the time they enter the Women's Premiership and the NRL, the official league, you would hope that they're ripping and raring to go. So really great start for the dogs. Things are looking up, and it's only the first week of these lower grades, but I'm starting to get excited. And 1 week to our trial. So guys, if you really want this episode, hope you enjoyed it. It's going to be a weekly thing. Every Monday you'll get a wrap up of all your previous week's results for the juniors. And as I said, go check out Canterbury-Bankstown Bulldogs Elite Pathways on Facebook, and I'll post a link in the comments. All right, take care guys, and have a good one.